Okay, welcome back. Oh, this is cool. So we just finished part of the generation stage, and so sometimes you get tired of meditating on. So you don't want to make tired, because when you make tired, you will not do again. So meditation is any meditation. When you stop, is when you really enjoy it. When the meditation is coming really good, you feel really relaxed. At that time, you should stop, because when you do that one, the next will start easily. If you go to until you're so tired and next one start is really difficult, because you remember the last portion. So that way they said meditation, any meditation, Kamabhaya meditation, deities meditation, you just try to meditate. At certain point, come really comfortable, relax, feel good and joyful. At that time, stop. I think that's a good time. Okay, so after you this visualization of the deity, then you have to, when you're tired, then you have to recite the mantra. Now your focus is a shift from the outside of the deity's appearance to inside. So that way I said, on the moon disk, at the label of the heart center is the white Om surrounded by the mantra garland. So now your focus is inside the body. When you're inside the body, as this earlier I mentioned, deity's body is not like physical like us. So don't worry about where's the heart, where's the organ, where's the liver, where's the stomachs. You have to visualize it as inside our body is like empty house. Then empty house, the center of the empty house, and this you have to visualize it on the moon disk. On the moon disk, then seed syllable standing in the center of the moon. So at the heart is this is called the spiritual heart. It's like a tent shape, and here you have to visualizing the moon disk, on the moon disk, and the seed syllable standing. Now your focus is a shift inside. And you just vividly remember the body's appearance of the deity, that's enough. You don't need to go to too detailed. Clarity, those are, you don't need to go to no longer required. As long as you vividly remember the deity's body, that's good enough. So now you shift your focus. Where to shift? Is it inside? Okay, then inside is there's a moon disk at the center of the heart, and the moon disk is a center of the heart. I mean the center of the moon. Om syllable standing, and the Om syllable is a seed syllable of the deity. Seed syllable, yeah. So that seed syllable, every seed syllable is the same. Have to come as the same color of the deity's body. So here, deity is Sarwabid Vairochana is the white in color. So that way it said, at the center of the heart, white Om surrounded by the mantra garlands. So mantra garland means all those, the Buddha Vairochana's mantra is like a garland, a circle on that. You said, a light radiate from this, make offering to the Victoria and return bring all the blessings. And through that radiant light of the spinning mantra, then suffering of the being of the six realms is purifying. Six realms are purifying or is purifying? Yes.
Suffering is purified.
Ah, that way is.
It's qualifying that word.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so this is same before we have a light radiate and perform the two kind of benefit. Again, it's the same. Light radiate and perform the two kind of benefit. First benefit is a offering to all the 10 direction Buddha and Bodhisattva, and you accumulate merit and return with the blessing, the light, return. Again, radiate the light and toward to the 6th class of beings. Now, all sentient beings, again, purifying their negative karma, obscuration, sickness, whatever sufferings, 6th class, like hell being, have a suffering of a heart, suffering of a heat, cold. And hungry ghosts have a suffering of the hunger and thirst. Animal have a suffering of the eating, suffering of the torturing, suffering of the stupidity. And a human being have a 8 great suffering, suffering of 8 great suffering, suffering of a birth, aging, sickness, death, meeting with the unpleasant one, separated from the loved one, not finding what you desire, losing what you have. So those are 8 great suffering. Every human being go through that suffering. Then demigod, suffering of the fighting and jealousy. And Godram, suffering of the transgression, because as earlier mentioned, the Godram, 7 days before their death, they see when they're going to die, and after death, when they're going to reborn. So many of them reborn in the low realm. Because in the God realm, they never accumulate the merit. They don't need. They enjoy.
They burn up the merit.
Yeah, so they burn out the merit. When it's finished, what happened? Reborn in the lower realm. So suffer of the past migration. So the 6th class of beings always were tortured by these sufferings. So each light purifying all the suffering of those different, and also generally we talk about the 3 kinds of sufferings: suffering of suffering, suffering of changing, and all pervasive sufferings. So this purifying all the kind of sufferings through the light, then all the sentient being transformed to this deity of the Sarwabid Vairochana. Then everyone is residing mantra with you. All those deities reside the mantra with you. When you recite the mantra, so that is you visualize the blessings. 6 realms are purifying, and they are establishing in the state of the Victor Vairochana. Some here said Victor Vairochana, but sometimes it's said all sentient being, reach to the state of the Vajrasattva. Because the Vajrasattva is an emanation of the Vairochanas, Nirmanakaya form. So some teaching said all sentient beings transform in the Vajrasattva. Because in the empowerment also, when we receive empowerment, we are entering into the east gate form of a Vajrasattva. So I think both are okay, transforming to the Vairochana himself, or every sentient being transformed to the Vajrasattva. Then reside in the mantra of the Vairochanas. Vairochanas and container is the transform into the pure Buddha fields. Container means the pure samsara. Then contains are transformed into the Victoria Sarwabid, all providing sound into the mantra. Then every sentient being transformed to the deity, and whatever you hear the sound is become a sound of a mantra. Mind of illuminating awareness into the vastness of the Samantabhadras wisdom. From within the vastness of the all providing, I repeat mantras. So we say the vastness of the Samantabhadras wisdom. So what is the Samantabhadras wisdom? It's a primordial nature. That's what Samantabhadras wisdom is. Samantabhadra means the primordial nature. This is not talking about just particular deity. Samantabhadra is talking about the nature of your mind, which is primordially pure. Then everyone is all providing the, with repeating these mantras. So then we all, every sentient being around you saying this mantra together. So there's 2 kinds of mantras. First one is It's called the mantra of the. It's called the mantra of the purification of the lower ones. This is generally all the mandala of the this tantra of the Buddha's purification of the lower ones, and the next one is a name mantra. So there's two mantras. So actually, in here only the one principal deity. The name mantra is only this one. But extends sadhana. They have all the deities name mantra. The mandala itself have many deities. All their name mantra is within this sadhana. But here's only one. So first one is we recite in the mantra called the mantra of the purifying the three lower ones. So Om means the head of the mantra, or embodiment of the all enlightened body. One way you can say Om as an embodiment of the all enlightened body. Another way is a head of the mantra. Okay, start with the Namo means the pay homage. Bhagavati means the Buddha. That's gone one. Sarwabid Vairochana. So this one is talking about the old so we sang it. Gati means the transcendent, all the transcendent beyond this. Parishotana means the naturally pure. Rajaya means the king. Tathagata means the Buddha's name. Arhat also name of the enlightened beings. Samyak Sambuddhayas in all the enlightened beings. And said, so that is just calling to the name of the Sarwabid Vairochana's name. Full one is a Nama Bhagavad Savatunga Parishodana Raja Tathagata Arat Sambuddhayas. Then Tayathas. Now from here to we requesting the Tayatha mean that this way or this one. Like so what you recite the mantra is Om Shotani is mean the purifying. Shotani is purifying. Sarva means the all. Papa means the non-virtue or negative. So all the negative. Vishotani means the completely liberate. Shuddhi means the pure. Bishodhi in the completely pure. Sarva means all. Karma means the like karma with same. Avarana means the it's called the legitima, obscuration of the karma. So karma, avarana means the obscuration of the karma. Because karmic obscuration is a lots of time we not think about that. So karmic obscuration is really bad. We have a lots of karmic obscuration. So when you try to do dharma practice, something come. Sometimes you get sick. Sometimes family something happen. Every time you try to do the dharma, when karmic obscuration comes, there always comes something else come. So we sometimes we don't have a sickness or we don't have a other problem, but then some kind of problem come at the time when we go to do retreat or when we go to do practice, or there always is something come, last minute. Those are karmic obscurations. And sometimes you don't have an interest. You don't have a faith. So having faith, having interest, having freedom need a great support of a merit. When you lack of the merit, and all those negative things happen. So that way many people not interested in the Dharma. Why? Because they don't have enough support of the merit. So that is called the Sarva Kama Avaranam. Vishuddhana means the purifying, Swaha means the establish. So this is basically is a purifying the all the negative or can say obscuration Sawa Papa mean the all the obscuration of the liberation and karma avarana mean the obscuration of the karma. And so from there too, then including the because these two are the main cause to reborn in the low realms, non-virtue and negative karma. Because of that reason, sensation being born to the low realms. By purifying this mantra, then eliminate from the low realms. So when you see the like dead animals, you just recite this mantra. You recite the Om Mani Padme Hum, recite the Amitabha, recite the Buddha Akshobhya as a mantra. It helps to eliminate, also recite the medicine Buddha as a mantra. Those really good for liberating sentient being from the lower world. Yeah. So like this is an incident happen. Lots of people you can see the animal dead on the street or on anywhere. At that time, just recite those mantra. It really help them. If it's possible, just pick up a handful of dust somewhere and recite the mantra. Put on the dust mantra, blow on the dust and put on the animal's body. Yeah.
I often find animals that are birds, especially that are around my house, and I bury them in my yard. So is there something I can put on their bodies when I bury them that would help them?
First, before the burial, you use on the body, put there and do the prayer. Like medicine Buddha's mantra is really good for liberating from the low realm. And this is really good Amitabha, Om Mani Padme Hum. Say, like Om Mani Padme Hum, medicine Buddha mantra is everybody knows. You know, easily come in your memory. So you don't need to go back to find the text. Just say Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, Om Mani Padme, and blow on the dust and put that dust on the body. Yeah, so when you bury it, then just put it on the dust and then recite the mantra. Yeah. Okay, so this is a briefly, I'm not good with the Sanskrit translations, a briefly translation of the mantra meaning. So you get some idea. Okay. Then next one is actually the name mantra. So you see Om Sarwabid. So that is called the all-knowing. Sawa Avaranas mean the Avaran mean the all the karmic obscurations. Vishuddhana mean the completely liberated, and it's a hana is a kind of like a encouraging. Can say encourage, like kind of like a requesting, encouraging. Hana mean the hunpe as a kind of strongly, try to destroy it with the. Particularly, those are related to the wrathful mantra. Yeah, Humpet. So this is a principal deity's mantra of the name mantra of the Buddha Vairochana. So when you recite in this mantra now, first of all, this when you recite in this deity's mantra of the Buddha Vairochana, you have to think as this deity and your guru as an inseparable. Okay, and yourself also transform into the deity. So that way, these three, deity, guru, yourself, have to be always be inseparable. Yeah, one thing is that one. Two things say, when you recite in this mantra, you have to be avoiding some faults. So there's one sutra. Tantra, punsa is a tantra. There's a tantra said, not too quick, not too slow, not too loud, not too quiet, and also not recite with the speaking, and not recite with the thinking something else, mind distracted outwardly. And also not recite missing syllable. Try to recite the syllable clearly. So particularly when somebody is reciting the mantra, or when you recite in the mantra, so you visualize it as a deity. And so when you call it the name mantra of the deity, but if you mix with the talking someone, some people like to recite the mantra and start talking. They said this is really bad karma, because you are breaking the continuity of the deity's name mantra. So it's like similar like destroying the stupa, destroying the statue, destroying the image. When you mix with the speaking, talking with the recite the mantra. So when you recite the mantra, best way is don't mix with the common language or dialogue. What's it?
Activity.
Yeah, common conversation. Yeah, like common parliament.
Parliament speaking.
Ah,
I have a
yeah,
question.
yeah.
I often see people doing mantras in a teaching. So they're doing mantras and they're in the teaching. What about that?
Disrespect.
Disrespect.
When it comes to the teaching, don't pray, don't chant, don't recite the mantra.
Right.
There's a really disrespect. Also, that one is when you're truly concentrating, it's not good. In the monastery, we're not allowed to use those.
Ah.
This you're not allowed to use in the monastery. Really, discipline. We're not allowed to play in the church. Only in the retreat. But lots of lay people use in Tibet. But when truly you meditate and don't use this, it becomes a distraction.
He's doing it while he's teaching.
Constantly.
He's doing it while he's teaching, though.
Yeah.
That's right. When he starts, we're not gorgeous. We're not gorgeous.
He all night sitting. You can do that one.
All night sitting.
He sits all night.
You can sit up sleeping.
Can you do that? So don't talk what Gaji Rinpoche can do.
Just saying, he encourages the students to use prayer.
Yeah, when you're not doing nothing, they're better than doing nothing. When you're meditating, it's become a distraction.
But they're teaching.
When you're meditating.
So the teaching, I don't know. Teaching, I don't know. But I never heard anything saying prayer well, but they said using mala, recite a mantra, doing the prayer. Sometimes people come to the teaching and they're doing their own personal prayer. They said that's really bad. Disrespectful, distraction, and you not concentrating.
Is it disrespectful to use the prayer wheel while listening to your teaching?
For me, you can do anything. You can lay down. You can. I don't care.
But in
For me,
general,
for the personally, I don't care. But it's when it comes to the teaching, yeah. And traditionally, in the lots of Tibetan, we do the people using the prayer wheel to come to the teaching, and this so I don't think so. But when you meditating, never use that.
Well, it's passive. When you're listening to the teachings, it's a passive thing. Your mind's not engaged on that. It's
Right,
engaged
on
on
the
that.
teacher.
You're probably.
I hope so. You can do that. If you can do that one, that's wonderful.
Does that include a practice?
Yeah. This is in the text mention those things, but never mention about the prayer wheel, using mala, recite the mantra, doing the prayer portion. Those are never do them. They said. Because it distract. Then you
Right.
no point to come there.
right, you're focusing on the
Yeah.
or you're focusing on the teaching.
Yeah.
Right,
There's no point to come there.
right.
But at home, when you're.
Oh yeah. I mean, when you walking, when you meditate, meditation actually don't use anything. It's not good. When truly meditating, don't use anything.
Meditate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it's not become healthy.
Meditating.
No.
So.
Recite the mantra, yes, you use. When you recite the mantra, actually really meditating, don't use any of those. When you recite the mantra, yes, you can use it. Because you have to count them. So you using that one. And it's have also meaning why you using that. So but when it comes to the like a karma body meditation, or completion meditation, never use. Yeah. So when you recite a mantra, it's really have to be careful not mixing anything, because if you mix other things, then it becomes a distraction. When distraction is the same as a killing, destroying the statue. Why the meditation is really important? Because if you build 300 or 300,000 or 600,000 of the Buddha Vairochana's statue, what happened is you just accumulate the merit. Yeah. But if you reciting this with one pointedly 600,000 of this mantra, you will accomplishing the deity. So that's different. When you so that way, visualization of the deity, and particularly recitation of mantra have to be really concentrated with that, because the benefit is different. Like if you build a statue, people think, wow, this someone such sponsor this one, that's a great merit. They said, if you build 300,000 of the Buddha Vairochana's statue, and you recite the 300,000 the mantra one pointedly, what is can be different is a 300,000 statue built only accumulate the merit, but 300,000 one pointedly recite the mantra, you will not just only accumulate the merit, you will accomplish the deities. That's a different comes. So the reason when you recite in the mantra, especially then that time you try to concentrate more on the the mantra itself. The other things don't use in distraction. So, I think not healthy, because whatever it distracted, anything is distracted. In the Zen tradition, some of you knows, in the Zen tradition, you're not allowed to use physical activities when you're meditating. Same thing Milarepa said. When you meditate on the Mahamudra, do not engage in the physical activities, because it will disappear your awareness. It's called the Mido Yishi. Mido Yishi means the non-conceptual wisdom. Non-conceptualized wisdom, can say?
Yeah.
How to use that one? I think non-conceptual wisdom. Yeah. So
thoughtless state.
yeah. So Milarepa said, when you're meditating on the Mahamudra, do not engage the physical activity, because it can cause to the destroying the non-conceptual wisdom.
Even if you're just walking.
Yeah. So
That's
those
not
also you have to minimize much as you can. Any kind of physical activity, including the chanting, prayer, recitation, mantra. Even those you have to. I mean, I'm not saying it's from the beginning too. I'm not saying, but at a certain point you have to stop that. So in the Kajuba tradition, on a certain point they stop reading. They never read the text. Certain point of the meditation, they stop reading text. They no longer read. So we had a Dwar Rinpoche, some of you met, most of you, he passed away like 10, 15 years ago now in Nepal. When he come to the, India, he never read the text. So somebody requests him to transmission, he asks some monk to read that. Because he never read. So that's showing us, when you come to the certain point, then you have to be, but that have time. So there's called the ordinary conduct, Bodhisattva conduct, yogic conduct, and Buddha's conduct. Buddha yogi can, Mahasiddha cannot do what Buddha can do. Yogi cannot do what Mahasiddha can do. Ordinary people cannot do what yogi can do. So that way you cannot tell what Gajaramaji can do, I will do that one. What Gajaramaji is doing, I will do that one. You cannot do that. Make sense? It's just like same as the lion can jump, fox can too. Where lion can jump, fox cannot jump. Yeah.
Question on the mantra.
Yeah.
So that 600,000, is it just the short last sentence, or is it start from the Om Namo Bhagavate?
I think mainly it's the last one, name mantra. Yeah. So when come to the mantra, actually there's called approaching, accomplishing, and performance. So before approach and accomplish mean that you have to recite the deity's mantra. And through the deity's recitation of a mantra, you approach mean become closer. Then accomplish mean that you become inseparable of the deity. Once you become inseparable of the deity, then you can perform a mantra. So I think this mantra is called the mantra of the purification of the three lower realm. It's a performing mantra. So if you want to perform that mantra, first you have to accomplish it. How do you accomplish it? Is by reciting the name mantra of the particular deities. Like another one is I give you example of the Red Tara mantra. Red Tara actually practices Om Tari Tutari Turi Soha. Then Om Kurukulu Soha is also his essence mantra. But performing mantra is a little bit different. You can see that in the sadhana. So performing is you have to perform after you accomplishing. Make sense? So that way, I think your answer to you is I think recitation of the mantra is the last one. The deity's name mantra.
So if you got to this, you just do the name of.
Yeah.
You don't do the performance.
You can do that one.
You can.
Yeah, you can do. But yeah, you can do that one. But I'm saying that's how order should be that way. Yeah. So they repeat as many times as possible, and minimum repeat 600,000 times. So this one is when it comes to the minimum repeat the 600,000 times. This is talking about the 600,000 times complete is not just number. When you recite one pointedly, if you recite one pointedly mind 600,000 times, definitely accomplish the deity without the distraction. So that way saying is not why is the use they saying is not mixed with a common language, speaking, talking. The reason is because through those, then distraction will come. Then you will sidetrack. Yeah. So that reason have to be best ways in the retreat. You stop speaking to anyone. Yeah.
Someone on Zoom has asked a question of the arrangement of the mantra garland on the moon disk.
Yeah.
And is it like, and sometimes they go one way, the second, third, and fourth syllable, they go in one direction or they go the other direction.
Only in the Anuyoga Tantra, there's clockwise and counterclockwise. I think rest of the part is circle clockwise. Like performing yoga, performing action, performing yoga. I think everything is go to clockwise. In the Anu Yoga, called the Mother Tantra, they counterclockwise, like Jagasambhavara. So this should be pointed like a moon disk is a okay, moon disk is like this. So center is the Om syllable. And you have to put this mantra now. Om is a center. Om is a seed syllable center. But then the mantra itself has also Om. Om Sarwabid Sarwa Avarana Vishuddhana Hung Pe. So place as a counterclockwise. Then when placed as a counterclockwise, it's out face. When out face and spin the clockwise. When mantra garland is spin, have to spin clockwise. So placing and spin is always be opposite. When placed with a clockwise, then spin counterclockwise. When placed as a counterclockwise, and spin with a clockwise. Make sense? So they like standing in the art of the age of the moon around. Yeah, standing. So that is a visualizing. And then there's many different sayings. Some said when you recite in the mantra itself is spin. And some said not necessary to spin the mantra, but light spin the mantra.
Or, Rinpoche taught us that on for a bunch of just the light moving.
Yeah, so there's many different. Some said mantra itself can move the garland of the mantra, lead by the Om. And some said it's not necessary to move the mantra itself, just move the light of the mantra. But I think for the beginner, I think moving the mantra is easier than just moving the light. Either way, those are both are I think same. But your main focus you focus on the center seed syllable Om. That is your focal object, not the mantra. Mantra you have to remember, you have to see the spinning, but you have to try to see clearly that seed syllable Om. Yeah.
Is that, repeat it one more time after the 600 or 300,000, is that in one city? Is that the?
No. Been here for a couple years, I've been here for weeks.
Pointed to accomplish, is that in one sitting, like you do a massive? Or is it?
No, it's just one,
throughout the course of the year?
or maybe it's just one retreat. So one retreat, how many days you take, many months may take, but so each day have 4 sessions. So once you go to the retreat, then you stop seeing anyone, stop talking to anyone. So you have to isolate it, including from your gadgets.
That's the hardest.
Your what?
Gadgets.
Gadgets. Gadgets.
Yeah, otherwise, I mean, there is no point of being isolated. Why you close the door? You already seeing everything. You already talking to everyone. No point of closing door, Then just go out and talk physically. Yeah. So why is we are avoiding them as less we see things, less we hear things, our minds become less distracted. So avoiding that distraction when we do that. Then said at the end, the sessions, the 3 mandala of appearance, sound, and mind dissolve into me's. So what you visualize as so at the end of that, then like a sentient being are like a form of a Buddha Vairochana. So they kind of like when bird, hundreds of them on the ground, when you throw the rock, what happened? Everybody go. So they all sentient being like start, flying and dissolve to the mandala of the Buddha Vairochana. And the Buddha Vairochana mandala melt to the light and dissolve to the, if there's a retinal, dissolve to the retinal. If there's no retinal, and dissolve to the principal deity. Then principal deity, then I think that's all doesn't dissolve, dissolve into means. So it's mean that is you are the principal deity. I dissolve into the Om from the below as above. Om, I dissolve into the non-objectified states. So then your center of the heart, there's Om syllable. You all included in a mantra, moon disk, everything's melt in the light, only left the Om, dissolve to the Om. Then Om slowly melting from the bottom and left only like a nada, which is invisible. That is called the completion stage without sign. That is the same as we earlier meditated on the R. These two are same. So then stay on that state of nature, that state, and much as you can. Completion stage. State of the emptiness and appearance of the non. So this Om dissolve into the non-objectified state, the state of the emptiness and appearance. How marvelous. That is the marvelous. That is the wonderful. Remain in the state of the illuminating awareness, then recite the appropriate dedication prayers. So then dedication prayer is the next one. So please recite this together. Just English.
Georgia Chang, Taloba,
Aroba, Marba, Belaraba, Damalur, Kamboba, Pamoto.